Hello and welcome back to all my crypto maniacs out there. Today we're going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum. It does look like Bitcoin just found some support here, so we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about potentially Bitcoin going to our new all-time highs if not finding any support around this area. But first, I do have to put out a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say and doing these videos is for entertainment purposes only. So please be smart and do your own research before you put any of your hard-earned money into these volatile markets. Well, now that we put that out of the way, let's just start with our technical analysis. Okay, so first we're going to be looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart. We're going to be looking at a bit shorter term. And in this shorter term, Bitcoin was trading in this falling wedge sort of the way. Let's just put some lines up here. If we are looking at this, it did form some kind of falling wedge, and it did break to the upside right now, which is a great thing, great to see on Bitcoin. However, I did expect it to go a bit lower and retest our previous all-time high as a support, but we didn't get that chance, so unfortunately I'm not in this long position right now. As you see this pump to the upside, there was also a nice retest of our previous resistance around $47,600 level, so we could see a nice retest of our previous high here as a support before we continue any higher. Unfortunately, like I said, we didn't hit my buy target. I was expecting to buy somewhere around this $40,000, $42,000, $41,000 area, and this would be a potentially nice long. Right now we are almost 20% higher than our previous low here, so this is a good sign. We also formed a bit of a inverse head and shoulders pattern here on the 4-hour if you look closer. However, this is not perfect inverse head and shoulders, so I wouldn't be looking at it as a inverse head and shoulders, but it is looking positive right now for Bitcoin. However, we could still find some support around this area because we see that we did have a little bit of resistance here and a little bit of support here, some support here, or even higher we could be reaching this $55,000 level, which could act as a resistance. If we do break that, I do believe we're going to go to a new all-time high, and my target would be somewhere around $72,000, $73,000. And let me show you why. If we do put a Fibonacci line from our previous bottom to our previous high, we can see that Bitcoin found a nice support on the 0.5 Fibonacci line, which is incredible how Bitcoin respected these lines in the past and in the present, or maybe in the future. As you can see, we found some pump to the upside here from our 0.618 Fibonacci line. We did find some resistance here on 0.5. We later found some support here, and then we found another nice support here. Just what was this, about a few days ago, like 5 days ago. And if we're looking at 0.382 Fibonacci extension, we found quite a lot of resistance here, then lots of support on this line, then again resistance, and Bitcoin breaking this line, it's extremely positive. We also retested this line as a support, and we are right now finding some resistance at 0.236 Fibonacci line. If this line breaks, we should be seeing Bitcoin at around from somewhere from $55,000 to $58,000 level. And again, if this line, the top, breaks, our next resistance would be, let me just turn this sideways. So we're gonna go from the top of our trend to the bottom, and our next target would be somewhere around $76,000. However, I would be looking at $70,000 as a potential resistance because it is a round number. So I would put another line somewhere around here. Let's just say something like this. This could be potentially our resistance. Let me just change this into yellow so you can see it a bit clearer. However, this would be our psychological resistance at $70,000. We can even look at, let me see, let's just put 1 point, let's say 382. 382, sorry, 382. Okay, and yeah, look, it matches exactly. If we delete this line that I just drew at $7,000, 1.382 Fibonacci extension would be exactly on $70,000. So this would be our next psychological resistance. And of course, if we do break that, 1.618 Fibonacci extension would be my next resistance at $76,000 level. Of course, you would be selling a bit lower if you are going to go on this long. And again, if you do break our previous all-time high, and let's say we're buying just above it at $59,000, our first target would be the whole 18.5% to the upside. If you leverage that on 10x leverage, this would be 185%. And if we are reaching this $76,000, this would already be approximately 30%, which would be 300%, over 300% profit on the 10x leverage. So keep your eye on that. I was expecting Bitcoin to go a bit lower and test this 0.38 to Fibonacci line as a support, because we also have a nice support at our all-time high right here. As you can see, they're matching, and if we are putting some exponential moving averages here, now we should be looking that on the daily. However, it's nice to see that we did find some 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart here. We found some support. However, if you go to the daily here, you can see that we do have a nice support around this 0.382 Fibonacci line, which would be incredible to see Bitcoin go all the way down here, finding some support here and then bouncing to the upside. I did have a few long position laddered here. Unfortunately, none of them got triggered because my first was at 42,500 and we didn't hit that either. We were just about $300 away from my, was it? No, yeah, we were $500 away from my first long position. Unfortunately, this I would already be in about 200% right now, just over 200% profit right now. But this is trading, and you know how it goes. You can catch every single trade. So what can we do? We're just gonna be waiting for another opportunity, and I am gonna be taking this long above our all-time high right here if you do break to the upside, because if you're looking at our previous all-time high, when we found some nice consolidation to the downside, we did found a nice correction, found support, breaking to the upside slowly, and once we broke our all-time high, which was this green line here, because I am looking at the candle closes here mostly from my breakout trade. If I want to be sure I am gonna go above the wick, and we did see a nice explosion to the upside from here. This was, let me check, if you were buying at this breakout, you would make about 400% on the 10x leverage. Is 42%, so it is matching right here, somewhere about here. This will be 300%. You do need to know that the higher Bitcoin goes, the smaller the percentage is going to be, because there is more more money in the market, so it does make a bit more it does take a bit more money to come to the market to make more significant changes. However, this is going to be it for Bitcoin. There's not much to tell. Again, if we do break to the upside, I am expecting targets from 70,000 all the way up to $76,000. If this breaks, my next target would be somewhere around $100,000. But I wouldn't like to see this target come to realization so fast. I would like to see Bitcoin go up to about $70,000 or $76,000. Find some consolidation here. Maybe go down to retest this $59,000 level as a support, and then climbing up slowly, because the longer it takes Bitcoin to get to our price targets, the longer we're going to be in these bull markets. We need a nice and healthy corrections to continue higher, as we saw a nice correction here, then another correction here. If you are going to go just parabolic, we also see some consolidation here. If you are just going to go parabolic, it just means that Bitcoin is going to be losing straight soon, and we're going to be dumping hard for the next 2 or 3 years. However, I do expect it's going to be a nice smooth ride to the upside slowly for Bitcoin for the next, let's say, 6 to 8 months, somewhere like that, before we see any significant downtrend. However, if Bitcoin does find some resistance at this 0.786 Fibonacci line, and this 0.618 Fibonacci line doesn't hold here, we could see it dropping all the way down to 0.382 Fibonacci line and retesting it as a support, because we did see some of nice corrections here before we went lower. So this could just be a nice bull trap and then dumping lower to these price targets, because if we are measuring our previous top all the way down to the bottom, it took us about 31.5 to 32% correction, and right now I believe we didn't have such a significant correction. We had only about 26.4%, and if we are going to have that 32% correction, it is going to be exactly on our 0.382 Fibonacci extension. So this would still be a great opportunity to buy in. I still have some long orders laddered here from 42,500 all the way down to $38,000 level. So I am still hoping we are going to see a little bit downward trajectory on a short term, so I can buy all those orders in and have a nice bump to the upside, which would make us a lot of money if we are reaching this $76,000 level. This would be about 90% without leverage. Considering I am using 10x leverage, this would be 900% profit on Bitcoin. And I am trading with coin margin, which means I am accumulating more coin. So if I put let's say half of Bitcoin in here, and I do approximately, let's say, 100% profit, I am going to be accumulating 1 Bitcoin, which means that considering that Bitcoin is going to raise in value, 1 Bitcoin is going to be worth more than just 90% profit that I would be making on USD futures. So consider that I am trading these bull markets on coin margin. So even if I don't catch every trade, I'm still making profits while Bitcoin is going higher. And I do suggest you should be doing that instead of USD trading. However, I'm not a financial advisor, so anything I say in these videos is for entertainment purposes only. Again, please be smart and do your own research before you put any of your hard-earned money into these volatile markets. Now, looking at the weekly, we can look at the weekly, but there's not much to tell, honestly. Let me see which chart I should be looking at. Oh, look at this. These are our trend Fibonacci extensions, and we do see some resistance at $74,000. This could still come in play. However, considering we didn't really match all of these lines, we just broke to the upside, I wouldn't be surprised to see this $76,000 to $77,000 level. As we saw here, we just broke to the upside and then we fell lower. So I wouldn't be looking at this as a strong resistance. Even on weekly, we broke to the upside. And let's look at the monthly charts. And yeah, the monthly chart, we are extremely parabolic right now. So I'm not even going to be looking at this monthly because we are far from our supports, we are far from our resistances. So again, weekly is the higher term I'm going to be looking at. And if we do fall down here, we are looking at EMR supports from 32,800 all the way down to $21,000 level. However, I don't believe we're going to see these levels anytime soon. The lower I believe we're going to go is this $42,000 level. If Bitcoin went all the way down to 34 to 36, $37,000 level, I would be surprised. Honestly, I would be extremely surprised, because I don't expect Bitcoin to go this low. Okay, let's jump to Ethereum now, and we're gonna be looking first the short term. We're gonna be looking at 4 hour levels on Ethereum. Let me just hide the EMRs right now. Excuse me. And Ethereum is looking, well, it's not as nice as Bitcoin, to be honest. We did find a little bit of support on this previous high level, which was around $1,430 for all the way up to $1,450 level. But we did a bit lower. We went all the way down to $1,290, which is not good for Ethereum right now. However, it does look like it is trying to recover here, but we are far from our all-time high $2,000 level, as Bitcoin is getting very close to it right now. Again, if you're looking at some resistance, I would be looking at $1,700, somewhere around here would be my first resistance, just because we had a lot of price actions here. We found some resistance here, some support here, support here, support here, then some support here, and again resistance. So I would be looking this level as a resistance. It's at $719, and if you do break that, there's going to be a large box of support and resistance here, because we had a lot of consolidation in between these levels. So before we break $1,880 all the way up to $1,940, I wouldn't be looking for any longs on Ethereum right now. So Ethereum is not as healthy as Bitcoin is right now, and it's probably mostly just because of Cardano, because Cardano it is taking a lot of spotlight from Ethereum. It is trying to do exactly what Ethereum is meant for, and it is doing it better, which is a huge plus for Cardano. And Cardano just pumped like crazy, to be honest. We're going to be looking at Cardano lately. Let's just look at daily on Ethereum, and as you can see, there's not much to tell. We can look at, let me just delete this line, and I'm going to put in some Fibonacci lines here, and we did find a bit of support. Let me look at the 4 hour to see if there are any candle closes. Yeah, we closed a bit below, but we did find some support at 0.618 Fibonacci lines, which is quite a good sign, to be honest, that we are respecting these lines. We pumped to the upside, and then we found some support at 0.5 Fibonacci line here, and right now we are finding resistance at 0.382, which is good to see that Ethereum is respecting these lines. However, it's not looking too healthy for Ethereum. However, I still believe that Ethereum on the long run it's going to reach somewhere from $6,000 to $8,000 level, or even higher. So I'm still holding Ethereum, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you to panic sell or anything, because this would be the worst decision ever. However, for the short term, I'm not seeing any nice patterns for potential trade. So this is going to be it for Ethereum. Let's look at Cardano for a second, and we're going to be looking Cardano on the longer term. And if we are looking at the 4 hourly chart, we do have a nice consolidation actually here on the 4 hourly chart. Let me just show you what I mean. We do put a trade line something like this. Let me just change colors, put it white, and we do have some consolidation something like this, and we are forming this nice continuation pattern, which usually, if it breaks the upside, mostly it will break to the upside, and with that our price target would be approximately, if we're breaking in the next 4 hours, our price target approximately would be $1.61, and this would mean we're going to be breaking our previous support line, our resistance, which is incredible. And if we are looking at the higher time frames, we can see that we did find great resistance at the levels that I pointed out in the previous videos. I was talking about Cardano when it was about 29 cents, and I told you that if we are going to be breaking this 38, 39 cents, we are going to be seeing Cardano go all the way up to $0.65, and even higher we're going to be finding some resistance at $1.4, and we did exactly that. Look at this, it's incredible to see how accurate these predictions were. I'm actually extremely surprised because I didn't expect Cardano to go up so fast. However, we did find some resistance here. Once we broke this line, we even tested it as a support, break to the upside, found a little bit of resistance here, not so significant because our higher resistance was at $1.4. This was our previous all-time high. As you can see, I told you that there is not much significant resistance here. We did have a nice resistance here because of this week, and we did find a lot of resistance here at this line. Let me just get closer so you can see. We did find a lot of resistance here before we dumped to the downside. Then we found another resistance here. So these are the more significant level. We also found a nice support here. While if we're looking at this $0.65, we did only find a fast resistance here and some support and resistance here. So this was not as a significant level as the two between them. And we are right now finding some resistance at this $1.4. If we do break that, let me just make another prediction. Sorry, I apologize. I don't remember how did I didn't draw a trend Fibonacci extension here, did I? I believe I just draw the resistances from here, because it is really hard to draw a trend based Fibonacci extension because I don't have any history. Let's just try and see how it goes. If we go all the way up to here and we go all the way down here, does anything align? It does actually. It aligns really nice, honestly. You're gonna be putting some lines here. I'm gonna be putting one line here. We're gonna put it in yellow so you can see the difference between those lines. I'm gonna put one line here. Then we have one line exactly here, and our next extension will be here, and the next extension would be somewhere around here. So I'm gonna only be showing two extensions here because we are still far away from even higher extensions. So let's delete this and let's get closer to see what's going on. As you can see, we did jump between these Fibonacci extensions quite nicely, and right now we are finding this strong resistance here at $1.4. However, if we do break this level to the upside, our next target would be all the way up to $1.18, which means that from our all-time high, our next target would be over 50% to the upside. And if we do break this level, however, I don't believe we're gonna go all the way through this level and all the way up here. I believe we're gonna go up, maybe find some resistance, maybe possibly even consolidate down to this $1.4 level, and then to the upside. However, I believe we're gonna go up, consolidate here. And let me just draw it out. I mean, I have all the tools here. Okay, I believe that if Cardano breaks to the upside, we're gonna go all the way up to this level, consolidate here, maybe even go a bit lower, and then pumping to this level here where we're gonna find some more resistance. And if we do that from our current high to the next extension of this Fibonacci line would be around $3.5, which would be almost 150% without leverage. If you are going to be putting leverage on Cardano, I wouldn't suggest you're putting 10x leverage because it is extremely volatile, and as you can see, if you were buying from somewhere around here, you would be liquidated in minutes. I don't know in minutes, but yeah, it probably could be in minutes. Let's look at 4 hourly. There were just simple candles that went all the way down, and this candle is not to be joked around. It was 20% to the downside. So if you would be buying at this support here, and considering I am safe because I bought at support, this wick to the downside would liquidate you if you were using 10x leverage. So be cautious, and I would suggest not using 10x leverage on Cardano, because if you are accumulating coins, it's still gonna be great if you are accumulating more coins. Once it reaches $3, it's gonna make a fortune. So don't be too greedy, and believe me, you're gonna make a lot of money here. I'm not gonna be talking much. This was one of the trades that I was looking at. However, we didn't get a trigger because we went down, so I'm not even gonna be showing this much. So this is gonna be it, honestly, for this for this technical analysis video. Let me just check some of my weekly predictions. So we did find a nice resistance here. This is still my long-term prediction. I do believe we are gonna see a peak of this bull run somewhere in June, possibly, or if we are taking a bit more time to consolidate, we could take even further. So I do believe that our market caps should be somewhere around $230,000 level. However, it wouldn't hurt to be selling some of your position around just below $100,000 level, because $100,000 level, if you're reaching this high, it is a huge psychological resistance. So be sure to take some profits on the way. However, if you do like my video, I would like to remind you to destroy the like button, click subscribe and notification button if you haven't already, to be notified as soon as I post my next video. And again, I have to put another disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and anything I say and do in these videos is for entertainment purposes only. So please be smart and do your own research before you put any of your hard-earned money into these volatile markets. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, again, destroy the like button, click subscribe and notification button to be notified as soon as I post my next video. And see you guys next time.